This is Milwaukee's mansion. The Pabst Mansion represents not only Captain Pabst and his community vision, but all those who built Milwaukee. Everything is connected, and through the story of the Pabsts, we are invited to begin to see it all unfold. On a bright day in 1890, onlookers witnessed the groundbreaking of what would become one of Milwaukee's grandest homes and a treasured landmark, the Pabst Mansion. Designed and built by local architects and artisans, this home showcased the ingenuity and craftsmanship of late 19th century Milwaukeeans. In 1908, just 16 years after the Pabsts moved in, the home was purchased by the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. While the Pabst Mansion continued on as a private home, mansion after mansion along the former Grand Avenue fell to the wrecking ball. Almost razed in the 1970s for a parking lot, Florence Schroeder, a plucky and enthusiastic interior designer, saw the stunning interior of the home and resolved that the Pabst Mansion simply must not be lost like all the rest. She quickly drew the public's attention to what they would be losing. With the help of like-minded preservationists, a state grant, and financing from 23 $10,000 mortgages, the battle for its preservation had finally been won.
It was complicated in those days because there wasn't a lot of interest in historic preservation. And the question was, how do you get a mortgage on a property that generates no income?
When I think back to those days, the challenges were to first bring an awareness that this building should be saved. The role I had was really in those early years just trying to help people understand that we need a few pieces of this history to tell a bigger story.
This building could never be duplicated today. The idea that it was going to be destroyed for a parking lot is just incredible. But it wasn't.
Since that time, Pabst Mansion's rooms have come back to life. The sheen of silk wall coverings, the glitz of gold leaf, and the smell of polished wood once again are part of a living Pabst Mansion.
And for Milwaukee, I think you could probably put a handful of historic places that you could say rise to this very elite category. And the Pabst Mansion is in that elite category.
Of all the mansions that were back in the 1800s, this is one of the only ones left that the public can enjoy and see.
Since its public opening in 1978, over 2 million people have visited the Pabst Mansion and marveled at its magnificence, fulfilling Captain Pabst's dream to promote Milwaukee as a city where greatness happens.
I love the excitement of people when they come through and you open the doors and they see, and you can just see on their face that they're surprised. I feel like it's a place that speaks for itself.
I've always said architecture is a tool for teaching history. This building has so many things to teach. Saving this mansion has helped to tell that story.
I think it's important for future generations to see how people lived in the past and to understand the people who built this city.
I personally think the house comes alive when it's filled with family and friends, and I think the house truly has a spirit.
130 years after the Grand Mansion was completed, we find ourselves at a critical point in time. Wisconsin's freeze-thaw cycle puts immense stress on the mortar and masonry, leading to deterioration over time. The building's envelope is under serious distress, leading to water infiltration in many areas throughout the mansion, presenting significant risk to the lovingly restored interior.
I think one of the issues for the Pabst Mansion is that it is so grand, that people see that and they don't see that we've got problems.
I mean, it's easy to think, oh, the Pabst Mansion was saved, they do those tours, it's all fine. Any building, even your own house, needs maintenance, and it's just very expensive here to do it.
I think the last couple decades with a lot of historic buildings, you sort of did kind of Band-Aid solutions. This is really important, and we can't kind of keep doing those little kind of small-scale repair work operations. We need an approach that says that we are going to do something to this house that is not going to be such a huge burden on the next generations.
Buildings like this are built once, and it's going to take a continuing effort to keep it alive. We have to do this.
The work we are taking on represents once-in-a-generation expenses. Milwaukee has lost too many buildings to expansion and development. We are responsible for stewarding the Milwaukee landmarks that remain, especially one as significant to the city's history as Pabst Mansion.
You know, the bottom line is we have to save these things and be good stewards. Don't wipe out the stuff that makes your city unique. And beer and Pabst and so forth makes this such a unique place.
To have it and to lose it would be a real travesty.
We hope that as we move forward, you will join us as we continue to tell the story and begin to write perhaps the greatest chapter yet in the Pabst Mansion's illustrious history.
The Pabst Mansion, you could call it the People's Mansion because so many people have put their heart and soul into it. Well, I hope it will be there forever, and it really can be if it's managed properly.
By giving a gift to the Pabst Mansion, you're giving a gift to the people of today and tomorrow, because this house will be here for years to come. A gift means that the Pabst Mansion will be here for our grandchildren and their grandchildren, and I think that's very cool.
You must preserve what you have and what we have as Milwaukee, and Milwaukee has an unbelievable treasure.